what makes you feel most free is what I'm asking you. What makes you feel, if every nigga deserves freedom, what individually, specific to you, makes you feel most free?
Yes. I feel like having like the ability to make choices, like, and knowing that you have a choice in like all these different situations. I think the more I grow in understanding like I actually have choice in a situation, allows me to know that I have free, even if it's I have choice to make a bad decision or not, like it's my choice. And having that authority and understanding God gives me that authority, I think that is freedom for me. And like, obviously, the more opportunities and knowing that I can create that too, like, it's just another level of freedom. Like, I think that's what it is. Like, sometimes we, especially as Black people, and I can only speak for myself, obviously, but it just continues to tell us that like we have to break through to get a level of freedom. We have to break through to get this freedom. You have to step this boundary, then you'll get this. Where most of the time it's like a lot of it has to be within ourselves and like the unlearning or the relearning and how. So I feel like the more I'm able to get information that allows me to feel more connected with myself and like the ability to make choices makes me feel free.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that resonated with me a lot, so I can speak to it because I don't know. This came up in conversation the other day. I don't know if it was here, but Audre Lorde spoke to poverty being essentially the absence of choice. You know? We see this all the time. We see this in like when there's national disasters in predominantly Black cities and nations and countries, and on the aftermath when there's like a lack of support, what happens? You know what I mean? Like, it's just poverty is the absence of choice. And so it's also a privilege to be able to have freedom and to be able to embody freedom. And that's why it's so radical when we see one another doing it. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so urgent for us to do it. Mm-hmm. Those of us who can. I'm always thinking about freedom. I'm always thinking about freedom for Black people. Literally the past 2 anniversary moments of Black Girl in Om have also been about freedom. Mm-hmm. So it's something that's always in my field. And I feel like one thing that I can, in my own personal life, because it's like, you know, the invitation was to get personal. Mm-hmm. This past year, I also discovered more things spiritually about myself, where I'm really meant to embody freedom. In this lifetime. And I found out things about my ancestors also and the ways that they embodied freedom through entrepreneurship, through spirituality, and the ways that they shared their practices in a very free way, which when you think about spirituality and religion as Black people around the world, like I'm so invested in conversations about like what it means to express God in a very free way. Because there's a lot of like policing around. Like I straight up had someone this past year, I'm still like shook by this moment, ask me if I believe in God. And I'm like, I was so blown by that question because I'm like, I feel like God's all I talk about. But because the way that I embody God and relate to God was so different from how they did, it like blew my mind. So yeah, those are some of my thoughts about freedom. I could talk about this all day. I love this question so much.
Right. It's great answer.
I'm writing a book right now. It's called Build and Destroy. And the first chapter is called What is the Opposite of Fear? And the reason why that's the name of the first chapter is because fear is the universal brake to life. It is that which stops or stagnates everything else, right? So anything that you want, and by you, I mean any person in this room, the only thing that is standing in your way of accessing that is fear, right? Whether it's your fear to chase your dream, your fear to profess your love to the person you're in love with, your fear to express yourself completely if you're an artist, it's all fear. And so freedom is a life without fear. And even if we think of like the structures that create lacks of freedom, like oppression, patriarchy, racism, all of those are still embodiments of fear, right? It's just their fear of us. You dig what I'm saying? So if the white supremacist structure we live in is due to a fear of people of color when they access their power, right? So freedom is not only a personal existence, but a unanimous world void of fear. And so, yeah, man, break free from the fear.
Words.
Yeah.
What's on the other side of fear? Is it like confidence? Is it belief? Yeah, as you were talking, I was thinking, you know, the believing in the promise, right? Like again, I believe in like earning, working, and there's a trade-off, input output type thing. And so like you wouldn't pay the proverbial price if you didn't know what the promise was, or if you didn't believe in the promise. Like you wouldn't put your time, your energy, resources in it, so on and so forth, if you didn't believe that by doing X, Y, and Z, you would get an output, or you would be rewarded for your work. And so to me, freedom is having that belief in that, like, I'm doing this for a reason, and my work is not, in vain. My efforts aren't in vain. That is very freeing, and I think it helps definitely mitigate a lot of the fear, because you believe that you're working towards something.
Can I respond to that? That's such a beautiful point. I know y'all got to say, I just wanted to say one thing to that. Like, if we think about, freedom, this thing is called every nigga deserves, right? That word was created literally to enslave Black people, right? And so let's think about the Black people that ran to freedom. What does it take to be living in Mississippi? There is a master over you. You're in chains. You're seeing people get beat every day. You're living a terrible existence. But to have that courage to run to somewhere you ain't never seen. You don't know if it really exists. You just know, follow the drinking gourd or whatever the fuck somebody told you. You have no idea. The only thing you have to latch on is belief. That's all you have. And so even the pursuit of freedom can't even begin without the radical belief that it's possible. So I think that's a good point. Yeah.
I think everything that has been said thus far resonates with me in terms of freedom. But specifically, when I think of being free and freedom, time comes to mind. And not only time to do, but time to be. And a lot of times, no pun intended, we as Black people are not given, or don't always feel as though we have the time to partake in therapy, time to be with our families, time to relax, time to whatever it could be.
Yeah.
But time is such a privilege, and it's just one of those things that once it's gone, you can't get back. So I think the true freedom for me, the way I see it, is in time, how it is spent, being and with who you spend it with.
I can relate. Yeah.
Oh, wait, did I make you what though?
Yeah.
You started. Yeah.
Time. I mean, we are always, because the important part of this particular question is, I statements are the meat of it. I always feel like I'm running out of time, I always feel like I'm late, always feel like I'm behind on something, always feel like I could be at least a little bit more forward if I invested more time in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely, it keeps me in a space where like progress feels impossible. It feels like a carrot I'm always chasing. I know it's there. I'm literally looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But I can never actually grab it or reach it,